like 30, 40. You know what I mean? Like you have to want to do this and not be rushed. So, a couple of things that are happening in studio, things that we're working on. We got the Vital Awards coming back over the summer. We also have some of the major events that we did. Next month, you're going to start hearing a lot of interviews from Village Voices. People in the community will be coming on. We'll be learning more about people that we see every day. A lot of times you see people in the community, you don't really know what they do. Like they've always been of service, they've been involved, but you don't really know what they do. So, we'll get to meet some of those people. And it'll be an opportunity for those of you who watch and tune in and talk to the computer to actually join in with us in studio and get in the Vital Village seat. So those are some things to look forward to in the upcoming months as far as Vital is concerned. Back in the day, we used to do some bomb shows.
We did.
We were young then.
Yeah.
And life didn't require so much. But now we're required in a lot of different places.
And
But
I don't really like that. I don't.
that's the thing about telling younger people, like, take your time because once you're grown, you're grown.
Slow down.
Yeah, we were already grown, but it's like the older your children get, the older you get, the more that you're responsible for until they're responsible for themselves.
And your standard changes because you know somebody else is watching you and you're raising like the next adults to run the world.
Yeah. All
So,
that. All that. Hey, Chuck. Hey, Anthony. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for those notes as well. So I think today is the third Sunday too. And that does kind of lead us to a conversation of DMR, dating, mating, and relating. Been thinking about that really, really heavy. And I know that a lot of you have as well.
we're
What's up?
actually it's the fourth Sunday. It's 5 Sundays in this month.
Dang, we missed the whole week. Oh, well, last week was King Day.
So we can go ahead because we didn't talk about it.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
DMR is always bomb.
For sure. So yeah, that's what happened last week. We were talking about being the dream. I want a man that fits the dream. Like I'm on that level. I want me a Dr. King type of man.
Well, I when we speak highly of him, there's always somebody that goes, "Well, he cheated on his wife.
So
He had um
I'm on, let me say this.
let me holler at you. Let me say
Let me do this. I just made a post on Facebook to kind of get this topic going. And I'm going to go ahead and just put it out there that this is one of those conversations that if you're really uptight, you might want to go ahead and find you something else to do.
Head on out.
Yeah. So this is what I posted. The bigger the challenge or the more toxic, the more love that I had. Like a bull, I ran to red flags. Ooh. Mm. So boom. Um it's a thing. I don't, people say good girls, bad boys, good girls, opposites attract. And I ain't really, not really. No,
And
no.
they say that, but as we discussed this week, maybe we be a little bit slow sometimes.
It's so many different ways to look
Or
at
is it
that.
the nurturing part of us that kind of leans into the bad boy because we're like, you ain't really just that bad. You just need a little
TLC.
Yeah, a little shaping.
I will say that as I continue to look back at this and work, I want to be able to, when I work with other people about relationships and about connections and things like that, I want to make sure that I understand myself in that capacity.
Most definitely.
So I think about the thrill. A lot of things that I do, everything that I do it because I enjoy it. If I'm involved with a group of people or if I meet a person, normally I key in on what it is that I like. If I'm not interested in them in that way, we probably won't have any more conversation or interaction past the initial invite. Hey, how you doing? That's just kind of how I am. So it's the you kind of see the spark, the thrill, the adventure in people. And oftentimes people that have that element don't have the rest of the stuff.
And that irks me. That gets
Why
irritating.
you don't have the whole package, Dr. King?
Or like some of the package. I'll accept at this point some of the package. Like it is, I'm just sick of being the one on the end who is striving for more and wanting more, and the other person saying, "Well, I'm not perfect." Like I'm over that.
So okay, 9948949. Also, the stream is up and ready to go. Women seem to always be striving for more, even on the lowest level of striving. Women seem to always be striving for more and always be able to access more.
Yeah.
And men seem to be able to, and I'm just putting it out here as what it is. If you feel another way about it, feel free to call in. but men will latch on or get in where they fit in and where they see an opportunity.
Hobosexuals.
Hobosexuals. So wow. And I think about, well, how did you get in these situations? Because if you were able to get in these situations, I could have too, but I didn't. Like, what is that? Did I make what? How does this happen? How do women up men so bad? How we get so far ahead?
Personally, I was raised to go for what I want,
Hmm.
and you have to work for what you want and take care of the things that you have.
Right.
Meanwhile, the majority of the guys that I've come in contact with have been babied by their mothers and feel like something is, they have like this sense of entitlement or like they're owed something without working for it
Okay. So
or without taking things seriously enough.
okay. You say baby by their mothers. I get something different in a lot of situations. I don't really like, I don't get into that part of it because I don't see those relationships often.
Mm,
I don't really see these men interacting with their moms, or either I know that their moms have had like some type of trauma, tragic background or something like that.
or grandmother, some type of woman took care of them and did everything for them.
Yeah, and see, that's not what I see.
Really?
No.
What do
No.
you come in contact with?
What I've experienced is just more so like individual choices and decisions.
Mm.
Typically coming from a situation that could be decent, have had decent influences, decent people around, not a silver spoon, but decent opportunities. Because a lot of times I've met people in the places that I'm in. So it's
Yeah.
not like you're not exposed or um nurtured enough. It's a normal
But
situation.
But see, okay, just like you said, you have met people in the same positions that you're in, but
Same spaces.
same spaces that you're in. But what is it about you that that they don't possess in them that makes you move or want to grow from those particular spaces? Woo now is not woo at 28 or at 18.
True, but Wu is a female and these are men. So I'm starting to wonder if it's a man woman thing. And I think only the men can chime in on that and tell us 9948949. Is it the fact that women, like I said, women have more access to resources?
But men are higher paid off the top
Mm.
than women are.
And then you break it down to black men and black women. Is that still true?
Because okay, I don't like when it goes this way because then you get those people who talk about world slavery and this is all Willie Lynch and this is
I
all
do
a
think that it
plan.
still has a place
It-
in the conversation.
It does, but stop using that as a crutch. Like either you're gonna take that and grow from it, or show them that okay, what you put in place to hinder me didn't do anything. I'm still flourishing and I'm still like meeting my expectations and exceeding the expectations that you had for me rather than staying where you are and proving that what they put in place to harm us is working. Like, yeah, like black families, you don't really see a lot of black families. You see mom, you see dad, you see them dropping off kids, you see that most of the time. But I don't feel like we can blame anybody else for that other than us.
Hmm.
Because I mean,
Okay. I don't know. I think about a lot of the different dynamics that I see with black families and they look different. They've always looked different. Some families are just a mom and some children
mhm.
and she may have a companion that doesn't live in the house but that'll come around from time to time. I've seen
I
like
understand that because I don't live with me.
I get that too. Look, don't live
Don't
with me.
live with me. Mm-mm.
Not you can't, don't.
Don't
Don't even
don't
think
do
about
that.
it. Or you will see married couples, but then now I know a lot of times we talk about the idea that faithful monogamous relationships are a thing of the past. Like nobody's doing that anymore, and I don't believe that either. Or you see these complex relationships where people have kind of just adjusted to what's happening in today's society. Like, well, it's
They just accept anything.
Right.
And I'm not willing to just accept anything.
okay.
I'm not willing to, well, a lot of people are going with polygamy. Well, I want two women. Well, that's fine for you. You can go find you somebody else to have you another girlfriend with because I don't want that. That's not what I desire. I feel like honestly, I'm just gonna be 100. I think people are just freaky and don't want to just be monogamous with one person and build. It's just easier to just be nasty.
You can't just be freaking nasty with one person.
They be on other people, and they be want to
Okay.
bring somebody else in at the point where we are late 30s going into our 40s.
Mm-mm.
Like my pH is important to me.
Yes, it is.
And and you know what? The majority of the people I know that doing or practicing polygamy in the city,
What, like they dirty?
they eat ramen. I'm not finna be struggling with with three of us in no
No,
house.
it's no way, because if I
I'm
can do
not.
it, if I can do it and maintain by myself, and
We
I
gonna
already
ball.
won't let one person in, I'm definitely not gonna be a part of 2 or 3 of you. That's just
Mm-mm.
insane.
I'm not eating one hot pocket if 3 of us live
Mm.
in a house. I'm not doing that. I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. So, that's your DMR. What up, Kat? DMR tonight, really focusing on relationships. So 2023, a lot of people did vision boards saying that I want a healthy relationship. I want a new relationship. I want to be happy in my situation. I want to find a partner, whatever. I ain't never put that on my board.
We just did our vision board party, and that was not on mine either.
It's not a part of the vision. Not saying that I'm anti-relationship, because I'm a relationship counselor. Like, I love relationships. I love connection. I like people to be in a good space of functioning together.
Love. My shirt say love tonight.
Right. So
Like,
love is important,
but
love doesn't mean relationship either, though.
Right.
And I really want people to start understanding that we don't have to commit to, well, we're in a relationship, we go together. No, we do things together. We enjoy each other's company, but the obligation of relationship, when it's not balanced, it's stressful. It's not good. It's not healthy. Has to be balanced.
I feel like if it's supposed to be, it'll just flow easy.
Yeah. You won't get on my damn nerves.
Right. You won't leave hair on my sink. Oh, I cannot stand hair on my sink.
Oh my goodness.
Get out right now. Like, there are just so many things, but it seems like those people that it just works well with,
they just flow.
They be friends though.
And, okay, so that these are the levels to relationship that I want us to discuss tonight. If a friend, like, for me, friendship is really important. That's most important, even with my female friends.
Yeah.
Friendship is important because you have to have people that you can count on, that you can call on, that you can laugh with, that you can cry with, and you're not breaking up with them because you're annoyed by things. Like, it's a different type of vibe with friendship. When you try to transition from friendship to relationship,
that's scary to me.
And it's risky.
It is very much so, because if this doesn't work, how bad is it going to be, or how weird is it going to be if we try to go back to being friends?
Yeah,
have I just lost a lifelong friend because we wanted to go together?
Basically, I've done that. Like, when I tell you I practice life openly, because that is what gives me the content.
Mm-hmm.
I did that, and in the season that it was actually happening, I was really bothered by it. But then after it happened and I was able to assess the relationship and look back at the friendship, I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, I was able to see what it was, and that, a lot of what happened could have happened through friendship. But we're always looking, like, before you stop looking, you're always looking for that closer relationship and that connection where somebody understands you.
Would you do it again?
Hell no. Somebody loves you. Somebody is interested in investing in you, with you. Like, those are the elements that you look for, and that's normally what friends give you.
Right. I just want to
risk it again.
That's a lot to risk.
That's like me calling one of the Crawfords saying, let's be in a relationship. Why would I do that?
No.
Love ya. Bye.
No, Smithers, no. Because they're just friends. I just want to love and be loved. And whether that means that you're my friend or we go together, I don't really care. Love me, give me the same love that I give you. And I honestly do have male and female friends who provide that for me. So I'm content with where I am relationship wise right now. My focus is building my life and my dream and going after my dreams for my children.
So
now if it comes, if I can make time, I will. But now you have guys that get really, really upset if you don't have time to talk to them.
I don't have time. I'm building an empire.
I have children. Late. I work. I need to sleep, but they get mad.
So with that being said, who's difficult? Like, we say who's ready, right? Like we're looking for this. I said a Dr. King type of man. I need balance. I want a Dr. King mixed with a little Tupac. Mixed with my daddy. You gotta have these different elements mixed with Andre 3000. And I want you to kind of look like
Joey Badass.
that's your let me
I love him. Andrew Dinner. I don't know.
mine, y'all probably wouldn't know unless you watch Chicago PD. I'll post a picture.
Who is
shortly.
it?
I'm not telling you. I'll just
probably
post a
know.
picture. He's so fine.
He probably
But
old.
are we difficult? No, actually he's not. I think he's a little bit younger than us.
Oh,
But
okay.
by 35 and older, by 35, you should kind of know what you want. If we promise 70 years, you bet the halfway point, babe. Like,
yeah.
all right, do you know what you want? And but have you become difficult? And sometimes I think like maybe my standards are a little, it's gonna take a lot to reach this. You gotta already be here to be okay. You can't be trying to climb this. You got to already be here.
Yeah, I don't want to be with somebody that I have to continuously explain my love language to.
Or just anything. Coming back, y'all. We're gonna keep this conversation going. DMR, the first one for 2023. The phone lines are open. 994-8949, 994-8949 is the number. Call and get in on this conversation. Even if you are in a relationship or whatever you're doing, you can identify as anonymous. You don't have to say who you are, and I won't tell on you either. But
I like that.
we want you out in the
Yeah.
conversation. So call in 994-8949. Post your comments over in the feed too, and we'll come back in just a second. You're listening to Vital on B949 WATV.
7. She had a boyfriend.
Okay.
And he had his own place. She had her own place. They had been dating for like 6, 7 years. And I asked her, I was like, y'all don't want to get married? She was like, nope, I had one husband. That's enough. And he can stay at his house and I can stay at mine. We go out, we have a good time. He comes over, we do Redbox. They go and actually get DVDs and you go home.
I mean, that makes sense to me.
She
That
said,
does
I'm
make sense to me.
content with that. Like, I don't want to get remarried. Like, that's it. I'm fine with being his special friend. I was like, okay.
List me as such. I don't want to be, I would even be your emergency contact, but I don't want to be, I don't have to be your wife. And I say that, like I say that just because a lot of times that's, people say, well, the goal is to get married. For who? The goal for me is to live a full fun,
life.
happy life.
With
And
no static and no arguments or constantly battling. When you even just bring up just a small conversation that turns into an argument, like that is stress that I
right.
can't, my mental illness can handle it.
Now, arguments are normal. Confrontation is, is normal. That's going to happen. But there are fair fighting rules. There are ways to diffuse miscommunications and misunderstandings. We're human. We're not the same. So you got to expect some type of static sometimes, but not every day. It shouldn't be something every day, every week.
A relationship cannot improve if you do not provide your partner with a safe and open space to express their needs and concerns.
True.
If you continue to perceive your partner communicating as an attack, you are never going to get anywhere. Humble yourself and listen to their needs. That's been a problem for me.
Okay.
Not listening. That's where the communication fails because you're only hearing me to respond. What to react, not to respond or not to just hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You want to be combative. And like I said a few days ago on a post I made, I don't want to argue. If somebody got on there to argue and I just responded, okay.
I mean, yeah.
And I'm not going to argue with you.
You basically decide what you want to give energy to. Now, when you call yourself being or building with somebody, you have to make the decision from the beginning. Am I going to work with you on understanding how I communicate? That's a big step that a lot of us skip. How you do? Do you care how I communicate?
We date immediately monogamously. We don't date.
I'm excited.
Right. I like you. So I'm just gonna talk to just you.
I just want you.
Yeah, I was talking to other people, but then I met you and then I don't want to talk to them no more. And then now we go together. So we skip those parts where we're supposed to be building a friendship.
Right.
Facebook friend of mine is so excited about his new relationship. And he's just like, I'm glad that we haven't went to the sexual portion of our relationship and we're building our friendship and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just
that's
like, oh,
smart.
sweet.
Whatever. Yeah, that's smart.
It is very smart, but it's like we skip all of that. And are we just conditioned to jumping ahead and just going together?
So about that, as adults, I think that it's kind of like understood or expected when you are physically attracted to someone that's what you respond to first, or immediately, unless you're disciplined enough to say, hey, so I'm already gonna tell you I don't want to be intimate. I don't want to be intimate immediately. I want to get to know you. I want to talk. I want to date. I want to get to know you. Because intimacy could be everything and personality could be absolutely nothing.
Trash.
Yeah. So like now you've made this physical tie, this physical bond with somebody, and you really would not even speak to them ever again outside of that. So now you have a relationship where you're trying to figure out what to do. Should I call back? Should I let it go? Like, why do we do this to ourselves?
I don't do that to myself.
Let me give you some claps for that.
God was really attractive. This was years ago. Tall, dark, bald, handsome, just, And like I went on one date, one couch sitting with him. Mm-hmm. And I never went back because I didn't like the way that he spoke to his children. I never talked to him again. I never answered the phone for him again. I was just like, you real fine, but
you real stupid.
You real.
How did he talk to him?
Just cussing him out. F this, F that, MF that. Like, this your child, not somebody on the street.
Wow.
And I'd be damned if I had some children with you and you talking to mine like that, because
Then now I gotta fight you.
right now you calling the police on me because you talking to my kids crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, in that moment, sometimes I am a runner. I'm a track star. I will not talk to you ever again if one thing really just is just really off-putting for me.
And I, on the other hand, am really committed to trying to figure things out, which is why I'm in the profession that I'm in.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I ain't gonna run. I'm gonna see. But then when I do run, I'm probably running at you with an object by now because like it goes in the other direction. So you know,
I just don't. I'm too old to be giving folks opportunities.
Yeah.
Giving them chances. Like, you need to lead with your best foot and face first.
994-8949 is the number. 994-8949. If you're not scared of this conversation and you can have an open adult conversation about your relationships and your thoughts on engaging with other people and what that looks like at this point in your life. 2023, a lot of people put on their vision board, I want a relationship. I think I want to get back into the dating pool. But then somebody said, girl, the dating pool got a whole bunch of pee in it and married people.
In the clap.
I said, oh. So one toe was in, then I pulled it back out.
Yeah. Like, you know, 1 week I'd be like, yeah, I want a date. I want to go on a double date with somebody.
That would be cute, right?
And then the next week I'd be like, I'm sleepy.
Seems really stressful, guys.
It does. Like,
seems really stressful, but it can work. So I want you to hear me clearly. I'm going to come to the phone lines in just a second. Being really optimistic about healthy relationships. That's my goal.
Yeah.
To teach that, to encourage that, to support healthy relationships, and to work with people on identifying the skills that it takes to maintain healthy relationships. It takes a lot of foundational skills, and it starts at the root of getting to know the truth about, honestly, about who you are. You have to know who you are before you try to present you to somebody else. Don't present me no lies and no confusion because you don't know.
Right. Or don't research me.
Oh my goodness.
Try to be what you think I like, and then you turn around and you
this ain't that. No.
You Jerome, and I didn't ask for Jerome. I asked for
my end. Okay.
Yeah.
Coming to the phone lines, caller, you're in with the ladies of Vital on a third. Well, normally we do it on a third Sunday. It's the fourth Sunday.
It's whatever Sunday we call it.
Right. What's your comment or your question or your thoughts?
Lady, Boo, I'd like to say,
yes,
I love your show.
Oh, thank you much.
This DMR,
yeah,
I love it.
Thank you so much.
I love it. Regardless of the thought process, regardless of the thought process, whether it's different or not, I love it. It is vital.
Oh.
Okay. So I want to say that.
Say that first before you come on here and kick the bucket over. Go ahead with it. Go ahead.
Well, I am that. There's not a lot of me out here too, but I am that dude.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say this. Let me ask you a question. Who controls the gates of sex?
Women.
I would say the individual.
Women do control it. She's right. Who controls marriage?
Women.
The individual.
No, men. A man has to ask a woman to marry. So it's vital to know that. No pun intended. It's vital to know that because she said herself she didn't listen. So a lot of men, I'm gonna give you this: 47 to 49% of black men are married, and only 24 of them are married. 24% of them are married to black women. So, and I'm gonna go there with you because I definitely vibing on what you said. It is a societal problem which black women have been taught and trained to live and not to need black men. Yes. It is. It's a part of depopulation. It's a part of disenfranchisement. We have to know that the monster, Frankenstein, he's not the problem. The doctor who created Frankenstein is the problem.
Okay.
And once we get to the root cause of that, we'll understand that. And so much to say, but a little time to say it. I'm not gonna say a lot,
Keep
but
listening.
once
We got
women
2 hours.
understand that, okay, well, women understand who controls marriage, then maybe they will, and more especially, I'm gonna say black women, because I can give you a whole lot of things about this. You got dating coaches who quit and said that black women are unbearable. We're talking about black women. These are black women well known, and they saying that their demands are unbearable.
The demands are unbearable. I'm gonna get you to call back in the second half, second hour, but that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, are the demands unbearable, or are they just what they are for where I am? Now, if I've worked my ass off to get to where I am, I'm not gonna give that away or sacrifice that to be in a situation with somebody who doesn't appreciate it or understand it. If you can't bring anything to it, you can't sit here. And I just that's just kind of what it is. So like I want to know what those unbearable demands are that black women are out here putting out, because if it's to respect me, if it's to open the car door, if it's to
You know what?
I don't know.
You
What
don't
are
need to
they?
open my car door. You don't. I need you to help pay some bills.
That's
I
your
need you
thing.
to an adult. I need for you to
Okay.
help me build this household. I need you to help me raise these children. I need you to be my partner.
Okay.
Don't make me feel like you my other child in my household. I can't save everybody. Because while I was trying to save somebody else, I'm drowning because I'm trying to bring you with me. I can't bring you with me if you're not even, if you're not, say we're on a boat, paddle boat.
Mhm.
I'm paddling.
And you sit in the back smoking a black
Right. Like, this is so hard for me to do this by myself. Be my partner. That's all I'm asking.
So
And it seems like they're saying that makes black women unbearable. No, I just want you to meet me halfway so we can do this together.
yeah,
That's
and-
why black
yeah.
women, like, we have the cars, we have the homes, we have the jobs, we have the connections,
hustle.
we have the hustle, we have the drive. A lot of black men are just complacent. They're okay
now
with not having furniture. They're okay with it's just they need to grow up.
Let me say this. When you think about, like I said, the demographic of who we're speaking to, we're talking to adults. We're not talking, we may be even talking to some teenagers. I do have these conversations with my teenager, and they don't have, like, teenage love is way different. If I could go back and do that, when all I have to be concerned with is you let somebody else wear your bomber jacket, like, okay, that was easy.
Right. I watched a little boy bring my child her favorite snacks during
like
a basketball game.
Right? It's easy until it's not. And when
Yeah.
it's not is when you have to be responsible for somebody's emotion. You know, like if I'm fine, if I'm at peace before you come in, you are now taking responsibility to contribute to my peace or to interfere with it.
Right.
And if you accept that responsibility because, oh, I want to be with you so bad, I love you so much, and I'm willing to be a part of your life, my demands are definitely going to be what they are.
They're not going to change just because you came. I'm real protective of my peace. So when you come here, if you're going to affect my peace in the negative, then
my parenting and
yeah.
my pH.
Yep. I'll let
and my finances with a pH, not an F. Okay.
Right.
All right.
I can't. You gonna have to leave.
994-8949 is the number. What's up, Miss Marilyn? Miss Marilyn says, evening, agree. So, like, what, you know, the demands that are so high, I can't demand that you be a college graduate, but I demand that you be educated and that you go out and seek knowledge and that you
not say Texas.
Oh my goodness.
I just
Now, this is a very optimistic conversation. So hopefully there's somebody listening that will not be, let me say this. By this age, everybody becomes defensive because they have gone through things to get to where we are, men and women.
Yeah.
So a man is going to defend the fact that I'm not sorry. I have a record. I have a record because I was trying and I made some young mistakes. And it's going to be the same trajectory most of the time of how we got to these points. Women are going to say, I have the right to have these demands because I put in the work, sir, ma'am. I've done the work. I've invested in myself. I've built
Yeah.
up my village. I cannot forsake that for you. I'm not willing to do that. So if you can
Meet me.
meet me, right? Meet the people where they are. If you can meet me where I am and you can um oblige me with the satisfaction of that, baby, I'm going to try to get to where you are. That's cool. You may never get to where I am. Get to where you can get so that we can be close.
Yeah.
Close. I mean, that's the most that I can say about that.
Yeah. I don't really think I'm not just like you said earlier, not that I'm against relationships. Because to be honest, no, I don't want to be 60 and alone. I don't 70 and alone. But I'd rather be 60 or 70 and happy
Okay.
rather than staring at this man sitting next to me thinking, I'll smother you tonight in your sleep.
Oh, wait.
Like I really, I want that, but it's just a lot that I'm not willing to give up to have that.
Right. And the idea of that you should or that you have to is what a lot of people get confused on. Like, yeah, you want somebody to go to the movies with. You
Yeah.
want somebody to, go
Look,
through
and I
hard
said
times
it.
with. I'm right. Exactly. You call your friends or you take your homegirls. We got an
Yeah.
adult. Like my girlfriend group is amazing, and there are seasons when everybody may be in relationship. Some aren't. Some are married. Some are dating. Whatever. But that doesn't change the fact that if it's something that I want to do and I make a Facebook status if I want to date that bad. Like, hey,
Yeah.
there's a comedy show coming. I want to go. Who wants to go with me? Or who wants to take me?
They easy, honestly.
That's
And
easy.
I don't really mean no harm by saying that men are easy.
I mean, but that's easy.
Yeah.
I want it to be that easy. I
Yeah.
don't need it to be difficult to the point where, all right, well, you got to come scoop me first, and then I pay you back on the ticket. I can't get out food, but
Because I'm funny about pay me back. Like
what?
I want it back. I don't want to have to ask you for it back.
Yeah, like no.
And what you wearing? Where you going with them? Oh, them church shoes.
So now I got to
No.
get that straight too. So it's a lot to think about at this point in life. Like having to build a partner for yourself is difficult when you want to be able to just, like if I would have,
I want it to just work.
yeah, instead of it just working right, or if our parents would have raised us up in the idea that hey, when you go down to Alabama State, you need to be looking for a husband. I would have done it, but they
Was
didn't
it
tell me
some
that.
down there?
Hell yeah, a lot of folk we went to school with still
You
married.
know what? They on TV too.
Okay. I'm right here in the dramatic guild next to him and didn't even think about that. But that's how our white counterparts. That's how
they
do.
are raised.
You're going to get a husband. That's what college is about.
And we talked about that. We've had this conversation before. Black little girls are raised to go to school, get a degree, get a job. White little girls are raised to go to college, find your husband.
And then, yeah, of course, get a degree and
Right,
stuff
get a
like
degree
that.
and all that. But like a lot of them end up not even really working because they found them somebody that's gonna take care of them.
So
White people marry for stability and finances.
we marry for love.
We marry for love.
So okay, all right. Thinking about that idea, my parents would have been crazy to tell me that knowing what was ahead. Like, it could have been great to say, hey, this is the time in life where you kind of think about seriously dating. You're out of high school now. This college is where you start making lifelong connections. You don't have to be married, but this is a good time to think about it. Unless parents know, like, you may look up and find love here, but then again, probably not.
Don't bet your bottom dollar on it. But you know what? Sometimes we have to let people meet you in a different season, next lifetime. I'm just going to put it out there. I look at my father now versus when my mother and father were married.
Okay.
Completely different person. Grown so much. And at this point, I'm just like, what if y'all go ahead, what if you got back with your baby mama or something? Because now they're at the same space mentally, financially. They're both there. But back when they were married, it just was not. So maybe sometimes you have to give people a break. Like, hey, let's just separate for a little while and we'll circle back around about 10 years and see where you at with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't see
Because I can
anything
see it
wrong with-
working now.
Right. But it's been a lot of years and a lot of stuff in between.
A lot.
So second hour, I think I'll share something about that. I have a similar situation unfolding now that sounds a lot like that. You look at how people evolve over decades. Like, yeah, history is great, but everything that has happened from the time that you knew me then to the time that you know me now, you may not be comfortable with those things, or it may be too much, or it may not be enough. What do we do with that? Do we leave it where it is, or do we nurture it? So thinking about that, like when you know good people, but you don't know where good people have been or what they've experienced, and you got to try to navigate around and see, well, what is this? Is this that, or what is it? That's a lot. That is a whole lot. So we'll talk about that in the second hour. We'll also talk about maybe dating outside your race.
I don't know.
Hello.
Look, Gito,
Hello?
talk about me.
Hello. Is anybody here? Dating outside of your race, is something wrong with that? Can it happen? Is it okay? Maybe not dating outside of your race, but then you think about, okay, you mentioned polygamy or polyamory earlier. Some people say taking, being pansexual. I can't I'm just saying this is where people are going now.
I feel like an old person when it comes to all that. Like, what that is? What that mean?
You love who loves you. You love who makes you happy. Be, no matter their sexual assignment or orientation. All of these different ways to go about being happy. That's how people end up in these spaces.
Just to be happy, whoever it is, just as long as they make me happy.
I'm happy. Let's take another phone call or two. Caller, you're in with Vital. What's your question, comment, thoughts, feelings?
Hey, thank you, Vital, for taking my call. This conversation is always interesting, always on point, where people can express themselves and what they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've seen that many times people are afraid to express what they're feeling about relationships.
Yes, they are.
And what they've gone through. And I just look at it from a woman's viewpoint, what I am. And I think about with women, many times they want to help, they want to rescue, and they want to enrich the man's life. And a lot of times sacrificing what they feel and what they need and what their expectations are. I really think that can be to a fault. And the woman can lose her individuality.
Yeah.
I just do. And I think it can be harmful to a relationship because the woman needs go unmet. And the man just goes on very happy and content with it and just fine with it. But I think women should set their standards, and I think they shouldn't change their standard. And I think they'll get better results in the end if they don't change their standards.
Okay. Don't change your standards.
Is just, love is just, it's not always enough.
It's just a
and
feeling.
I think people start to learn that, as Black said about her parents, how they were years ago, how they are now. And even with them being the way they are now, it doesn't mean that they are compatible to be married,
right,
to be back in a relationship. It doesn't mean that. And they have to determine that themselves. They do, and not other people outside of the relationship. And that's just for anybody, not just for them, but for anybody. Thank you.
Thank you. So she said something strong with the
She did.
I would say what stuck out to me the most in that comment was the part about, keeping your identity, your individualism. that
Yeah.
part first, right? Like
Yeah.
you can't get in the relationship and just totally take on the identity of this person or
and lose yourself and stop doing things that make you feel fulfilled
Right.
and things that you love and pieces of you. Like I did that and I didn't like who I was.
Mhm. So it's important to maintain that idea of independence and individuality. A lot of people ask that question, like, can I truly be? Can people be in a relationship and still be individual? Is there privacy in relationship? Yeah, like what you're still an individual person with your own thoughts, feelings, and desires. I don't have to totally be who my partner is or who they think I should. No, that's not how it goes. Let's go back to the phone lines. Caller, you are in with Vital on B949 WATV. Thoughts, feeling, questions, all that. What you got?
Hello.
Hello.
So thank you all. Oh, thank you all for having this discussion this evening. One thing I would like to say is that people need to really work on their own healing before they try to get in relationships. I
Okay.
think sometimes people try to get others to heal them, but it's nobody's role to heal you. So go to therapy, work on your childhood trauma, get over that, figure out who you are, then try to be with me. But
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, that's it. That's good right there. Thank you so much for that. Work on you first. Like I said, get to know you before you have these expectations of somebody else to love you or to relate to you. Relationships are about relating. I chose this person because they relate to me the best, or in this season of my life, this person is relating to me in a way that I need, and I think I could do this forever, forever, ever. Forever, ever.
Her comment just made me think about a song by Sir called "You Can't Save Me." Everybody listen to it, Sir, SIR, and it's called "You Can't Save Me." You can't save me from myself,
right? And
like, you can't.
Neither do I want to. And I think, like I said before we get into the second hour, that's what a lot of us try to do. Like I see in you something that you may not see in yourself, and I made you magic and you didn't even know you had that, or you didn't have it. I just saw that in you because that's what I see in people. I tried to give you something that you never even had and killed myself in the process.
Or either you saw my light and you couldn't handle my light, so you chose to try and dim mine to make you feel better about who you are.
Right. Oh man. 994-8949 is the number. You can get your comments in that way. Shouts out to everybody who just tuned in. Hey Nikki. Brent, Trini Fresh. What's up, DJ Trini Fresh and Big Brother Ben? Hey there. Ben says, love yourself first before anyone. Like you first. In order for me to be able to give you something, I got to know what I got.
Yeah.
I got to know what I got before I give it to you.
But are we taught self-love?
A lot of people, like, self-love is hard to explain, even though it's so cliche to say it.
Self-care, self-love. It's easy to say it. It's easy to type it.
Oh yeah, but how do you do it?
Right. How do you love you?
When we come back, we can talk about that. Second hour of Vital starting right after these on B949 WATV. Y'all hang tight. Don't go nowhere, and send this out to all your people. Let them know that we're here. Some positivity with me. Lady Moon, the birthday punch flavor. Every day is a celebration. And the music leads the way. Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. right here on the B949 WATV.
I'm gonna leave one.
B94.9 WATV on Sunday nights. The V stands for Variety. I am Lady Wu. Over on the other side, co-hosting
Blizzard.
Yes, and all of you who are joined in on the conversation. So tonight we are really chopping it up about relationships. DMR is always a hot topic here. And we've been doing this for years. Every Sunday this year, I'm going to remind you that we are celebrating and coming up on 15 years of Vital. 15 years of Vital Show. This year is going to bring about a lot of stuff. I'm taking power naps now for all of the work that's in store. The return of the Vital Awards, different events that we've done over the years, those will be coming back. You'll be hearing from voices that you met on the radio here. A whole bunch of stuff is happening in 2023. So thanks for supporting us throughout the years. DMR has always been a hot topic. So if you missed the first half and you just got the alert to tune in, ain't nothing changed. We're on every Sunday at 7. So I don't know how or why you weren't here, but welcome since you are here. Talking about 2023, a lot of people do and did vision boards. And on their vision board, they put love, healthy, happy relationships and things like that. And Black and I were just sharing from a personal level of that didn't go nowhere on my board. That's just not a priority. A priority right now is really building an empire and finally embarking and embracing some of the things that have been on past vision boards when it comes to business and longevity and legacy. And legacy is not always left through love and relationship. Legacy is left through philanthropy and opportunity and resources. And that's what I'm focused on this year.
Exactly.
Not to say that if somebody's special son doesn't approach and come in and hey, take a seat and really make some things happen, that he can't stay. He might be able to stay. So that's what we're talking about. Hey, everybody. Hey, Miss Carson.
JM.
What up, JM? What up, everybody? So, yeah, we're on right now talking about dating, mating, and relating from an adult standpoint.
Like we talked like the whole first hour about our standards and what we expect. And like I was sitting here thinking like the only male I've ever heard say anything about a standard or what they expected was Stud.
Okay.
That was it. Do men have a standard or they just kind of like, do they know what they want or they just like anybody? Like, sometimes you look at your exes and stuff and see where they with now. It's like, you ain't got no type.
Yeah.
You just like anybody who like you too.
Right? Like it's kind of sad, sir. So yeah, I mean, I can't answer that for men. So men, if you are tuned in, I know we got a couple of our partners on, like, what is the standard of a man? I know that a friend of mine always says, like, stop going for the low-hanging fruit. And I'm like, well, yeah, that is.
Short.
Right.
5'3".
Right. Like, and then the idea that maybe, like I said before, sometimes our standards are laxed because
we were told that our standards were too high, but are they too high?
That ain't why for me. I just often think I'm in the wrong place. Like I just told somebody the other day, you don't see a lot of celebrities date other celebrities because other celebrities understand the caliber of person. They understand what comes with the work. They understand the ask. They understand these different ideas about relationship with somebody who does what they do. So like, that's just one example. Athletes may date a cheerleader, like you date people who get it, who are in your space. So if I love where I live. I love what I do. I love giving back. But if I'm giving back to a group and then I'm in that same group and I end up dating somebody I'm giving, it just don't add up.
So I mean,
that's why I like going to New York.
So does that mean I need to date an elderly person?
No, it means that you need to like once. I think that's the part about getting to know us and knowing who what does it for us. And I just know that it's probably not in the places that I often am.
Okay, because I was gonna ask earlier, like, where do singles meet each other or find people to date? Because I go to Walmart. I went to Home Depot the other day, and I don't even go to Walmart really. I pull up and pop my trunk and let them bring my groceries out.
See, you think it's small. You got to think big.
So I need to go out of town.
Yeah,
I'd be going to Harpersville, see my mama now.
You got to raise your standards. So like, seriously, I know the type. I know what I would want. I don't have a checklist or anything like that, but I know the type of. I have the idea of what would thoroughly impress and make me happy. I know what that's like. And I know that that's like it's a real groovy type of situation. And we don't have a lot of that space here.
We don't.
And the space that is here, I've already met those people and I don't like them. So I need to go.
Yeah, like I don't. They be trying to call you queen all the
Shut
time.
up.
Stop talking to me like that.
994-8949 is the number. What up, Justin? JM says yes, men do have a standard. Hey, April. April says,
Justin, I do
child.
like people.
That's exactly when they show up. So yeah, we need your comments. Like thinking about how difficult it is to truly, share space, share energy, share time, share love, share life with somebody else. And what does that look like? I was saying earlier that I've had a few opportunities to revisit some situations. And the fear for me and it's not even a fear, but the idea or the thoughts about revisiting something is that I already know what I know. Now it depends on how far you go back. You go back and you find somebody, we used to go to church together or whatever. And we were children. Now we meeting again as adults and you try to date them and you're like, well, dang, I never thought you would be this messed up. That's just one example. But just really thinking about revisiting people or situations from your past. And should you be skeptical? Should you go in as strangers, basically? Like, let's just start from scratch. Ignore anything that you've heard, what you think. Let's just really peel layers back. Let's peel the onion. Let's take it a step at it. Like, should that happen? Should we do that? Should we ever revisit anything from the past?
I feel like if the spark is there, not if you're forcing it. If it's forced, then no.
Okay.
If it just happens and it works, then yeah. But consciously saying, okay, we gonna make this work. We gonna make this work. No,
we can't make it work.
You gotta think enough during the day. I feel like love in a relationship shouldn't be something that I have to fix my mind to deal with.
No,
I don't want to do that right
don't
now.
want to do that. And I don't want to have to, back in the day, we used to joke about building a man. Like, you go to Build-A-Bear, you can pick out the clothes, you can pick out the stuffing, you can put the nose on that you want. You can make it.
Oh, I'm so
have
funny
a
about
hat.
noses. Oh my God.
Ooh, your nose look funny.
Hey, what's wrong with his
nose?
I will send a screenshot of the guy to Woo and circle his nose.
gosh,
What's wrong with his
up.
nose?
I don't like
Mm-mm.
Now, like hairlines. I mean, I got cowlicks, but you can't have nothing like that going on.
Don't get it sprayed on there. I don't like that. Just shave it. Let it go.
But then now you got a funny shaped head. Oh, well, hey.
Wear a hat to sleep.
So are we too difficult? Are women in our age group too difficult because we've experienced so much? Like, by what?
I was just like, we've dated a lot, so which means we know what we don't want.
Okay, so imagine my 65-year-old friend. She had the one friend, I think she said, for like 16 years. And then he died 3 or 4, whenever COVID started, so 3 years ago. And now she's ready to date again. She definitely knows. But guess what she told me? She's gone on a few dates or talked to a few people, and she sounds just like us having the same conversation. So I don't know that age really makes a difference. Antoine says, I'm finding that changing up what I used to like is actually working. So kind of switching it up, not having a type per se. And then Justin says, for most men, the standard is simply reciprocation. That's mostly what it is. And we talking generally, not these men folk creating y'all head. Good, solid men are going to work to lighten your load in love. But if anyone is doing all the emotional and practical labor, any relationship will fail. And yes, y'all is. I guess he's saying, yes, we is. What? Too difficult?
Difficult.
That's
AF.
fine. That's fine.
I mean, I like what you said, Justin.
Until you kick the butt.
Right, until you did that. Like, you always do that, even on Facebook. I be wanting to delete you sometimes, and I just don't because I still like you. So I'm not going to do that.
I'm going to keep you here.
I'm going to keep you. But, yeah, I agree. Men should come in to lighten the load and know we are not creating these men in our heads.
I grew up with it.
I mean, where y'all be at? Where do y'all go? What night is it?
No, look, man. I'm trying to spare you I think I like him, and then you actually go and meet him or go out to where he may be and be like, girl, the conversation
and that's the other
was
thing.
Horrible.
Like, social media has let people post whoever they want to be, but then when you meet him in person, it's like, where's that personality at? Where is all this conversation? And you just sitting there looking at me like a deer in headlights. I feel awkward and you feel weird, I'm going home. I'm gonna
Hey.
text my friend right now to call
It's
me
not
crying.
gonna work. It's not gonna work. DMR tonight's topic, dating, mating, and relating, and I'm really glad that it shaped up the way that it did. You know that we have Chuck, we have Fly Dave. Chuck is out of the state. Pray for Fly Dave as he recovers, and Jeter with the juice is doing what Jeter does. So we holding it down, and we're holding it down in a way that's very, very just authentic, transparent, and us, which are some of the elements that you look for in a relationship. I often find for me, Black, that in my like living in purpose, that's most important to me. Nothing is more important to me than living in purpose, the purpose that my creator gave me to live in, and I'm grateful that I found it. Like I almost feel like I was born with it and I didn't have to go searching for it. I've only always said I was going to do what I do.
You've always done what you're doing.
Always. Like I
Clap.
always said I always said I'm going to be an entertainer, I'm going to be a teacher. And I want to be like, I already knew what that looked like. In the midst of that, I mean, nothing, I don't know, I'm in purpose. So being in purpose, I feel like it can't be interrupted by anything. It can only be enhanced. And I've allowed it to be interrupted by trying to love somebody or trying to grow with somebody or trying to experience a moment that should have only been a moment. Wrote a whole book about it. But
And that right there, what you just said, trying to love somebody. I don't want
Yeah.
to try to love nobody.
right?
I just want to love you just effortlessly. I woke up and I love you today.
So I can love you, but I may not like you. I love you, but I don't know that I like
Sometimes-
you like
I got a
that.
14-year-old. Sometimes I don't like her. I
But-
love her every day.
But you would still be willing to do a relationship with somebody that you love and don't really like because
Mm-mm,
You love them?
I have to like you.
okay.
I have to like you as a person.
All right.
But that's where being friends first starts. If
True.
you can't be a friend with somebody, be friends with somebody, then you definitely can't be in a relationship with them.
Right.
Because what do you have in
Oh.
common? Y'all sitting up in different rooms watching different stuff all the time. Y'all don't share any interests. Y'all don't. You love fish. He allergic to fish.
Yeah.
He love Dr. Pepper. You say Dr. Pepper tastes like medicine. Like opposites attract, but it has to be something that you two have together.
Yeah. Opposites attracting, honestly, is like a waste of energy. You know, like-minded conversations. You should be able to have conversations about things that you all agree and disagree on and not be upset at the end of the argument or the conversation. Like if we can agree, you don't have to even agree to disagree. I am wanting to converse with you because we should be able to do that. We share time, we share space, we share life. Why can't we talk about it? We can disagree about it sometimes, but I want us to be able to do it. What?
I just thought about it. A guy approached me years ago with the
Mhm.
pickup line. You want to be first lady? And I thought to myself, what? Do I look like I want to be first lady or somebody like, I wish guys would walk up to you and ask you, hey, you want to be my ride or die? You want to be my dope queen? Or do you want to ride an 18-wheeler with me? Like, tell me what I would be in your life. Tell me what my position would be if I were to be with you.
But
Like,
is that
I
how
just-
you come to me and ask me that?
Look,
I
either
think-
or put it on a t-shirt. Tell me what I'm getting into. I want to know. I want to know because I don't have time to waste. I'll be 39 in July. Ain't we about to be 39? I don't
know
really
how
remember.
old you're about to be.
I
but-
don't know, but either way, I don't have time.
So time is ticking.
It is.
And a lot of us have our different ideas and perception of what love and relationships should look like. Black, basically, you're saying it should look easy. It shouldn't look difficult. It shouldn't be something that takes a whole lot of work. But I must say, from a therapeutic standpoint, relationships do take work. I know when I'm in my way. I know when I'm in my feelings. I know when I can't. Like it's a meme about Libras and I hate when people do this. Like my sign makes me do it. No, I do this because I do it. My sign may have a tad to do with it because of the sun and the moon and the stars. However,
in the retrograde and the new moon and stuff.
all that, I ain't discrediting it, but I
Mm.
know me. And I also know that I can be easily annoyed when I've been annoyed once. So if you've annoyed me once, now
You just go everything.
Just stop. Leave me
Yeah,
alone.
I heard you breathing. Oh God, I want to cut off your
That's go-
oxygen supply.
You are just joking. I'm serious.
I know.
Shut up. So we have to know who we are and what we're prepared for. I can honestly say that knowing who you are and what you're prepared for will save you a lot of headache. Don't just jump into things because I think God sent me this. You better pray and ask him a whole lot before you try to put it on God that you jumped into something. Let's go to these comments.
Yeah. And I don't like when people come up and say, well, God told him to tell you. He can tell me. He ain't tell you to tell me nothing. He can tell me. He ain't told me that.
Tell God that, like what I say, until you come sit on the foot of my bed.
Okay. And I can touch the hem of his
garment. I didn't hear that.
I ain't heard it.
All right. Good relationships are never forced. The two involved must be who they are, not hiding, and work, build what they want and need from each other. What up, Courtney Beasley? Hello, hello. Melanie, hey there. Melanie says your dating phase is the best phase throughout a relationship. If it's going south in that phase, it only gets harder from there. Don't ignore signs to get out and don't go back. Always leave the past in the past and look forward for the future. Good advice right there.
Very good advice.
Black, you want to read this one?
Purpose, ma'am. That's it. We have to partner on purpose, aka we got to syncopate. Now what that means and now what that means and how that looks is different per couple. I'll be honest, you not gonna always like your purpose partner because we are humans. The moment you suspend your idea, this person has to be perfect and always satisfy your ideals, would be the moment you allow yourself to love them and not just the facets of them you like. I'm learning this at my old age of 37. I agree. You're not gonna like everything about everybody. And even with those things you don't like, you learn to just know that about them. I personally do not like people who snore, but I'm not, if I love you, I'm not just gonna say, look, you have I cannot be with you, you snore, I hate you. I'm not gonna do that. That's something small.
It might be small, but it may be worth us saying, hey, you snore, I don't like it. I'm gonna take you to the doctor.
I'm gonna take you to the doctor. We're gonna have you a sleep study, or I'm gonna get another bedroom or whatever. But if it's true love and something worth it, and it doesn't feel like a fight for me. I get tired of people saying that it's work, is work, is work, is work. I work 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. I don't want to continue have to work. I want it to be effortless.
Right.
And I think that it's possible.
So somebody, well, JM, I see his comment. We'll skip down to that one, then come back to the next. Easy is unrealistic. In any relationship, business, personal, romantic, requires work and maturity. A lot of people operate in pride. You ain't lying. I do get that. But I think the idea of easy is we vibe. Like, I will say, this is going to sound so crazy. I'm not going to give full details because you got to buy all the books once I decide to put them out. But the person that I felt like I vibed with the most was totally unavailable. Had a perfect, like well, you're a liar and you're a cheater, but the vibe was amazing. And
that wasn't good for your mental.
Right, because now I want to
do something to you.
Let's not go there.
Now I'm trying to think of ideas of what we can do to you. Like put mashed potatoes in your truck. I mean, like, we huddling up, plotting on you.
But it made so much sense though, because you know what to say and what to do because you are in a situation where that's how you got in that situation. You used everything from a relationship that makes sense to be out here playing in the streets when you shouldn't be out here. But that situation for me was the it was the package.
It was easy.
Shouldn't have happened, but it was easy because it was wrong. Get the book. All right. 42 in 9 days, God willing, and I sadly hear the clock, even though I shouldn't. Okay. So tick, tick, tick. Time is ticking, right? For some people. I hear the clock. Maybe they want more children. Maybe they say I thought I would be married and moving by now, whatever the case.
I want them all.
And that's why I'm like, I don't really hear the clock, but I do understand, like, as life goes on, you want somebody to travel with. You want somebody to open the jar that you can't open and just got the bus open with a hammer.
Right. You spinning the jar around, beating it with a knife.
Right? Like you want somebody that you can laugh with, somebody that you can put as your emergency contact, that type of thing. You want that, but at what expense?
Yeah. What expense? Like, I could just go home and call my homegirls or text my group chat. Girl, let me tell you about this at
Right.
work today. But sometimes I want to go home like, babe, let me tell you about what this heifer did today.
Right. Pillow talk.
Like, pillow
Little
talk.
pillow talk. JM says easy is unrealistic. In any relationship, business, personal, romantic requires work and maturity. A lot of people operate in pride. That pride piece is sticking out to me. Justin replied and said, I've been having to whip this out of myself, bro. So kind of understanding like this is where we function out of pride and ego. Women have egos too.
We do. But I feel like women focus more on their individual growth than men do. I feel like I won't say all men, but I feel like a lot of men get complacent and just be like, well, that's just how I am.
And I don't like it. So
right. Versus, and I will honestly say, like, over the past few years, I've been looking at myself like, that's real psycho, Candace. You shouldn't do that. Candace, that's not, no.
So self-assessing in relationships is
Right.
important. Now, when
Not just in relationships, but in
just in
life
life,
as a
right,
person.
right.
Like, bettering, I try every day to be a better person, not for a relationship, but just for me, for the people that I love. If I see something where, people, I've been known to be very emotional and just say stuff and fly off the handle real fast. I've been working on that. I've done well with that. I don't have a problem with critiquing and looking in the mirror and saying that's a bad part of you. Change that.
So to that, for me, I'm very much an individual. I'm going to do what I want and like to do. And I don't want to have to explain that or change that or abbreviate that for somebody else's comfort. I'm an individual. And I just told a friend of mine that a couple of months ago. We hadn't spoken much since then, but I meant what I said.
I said what I said.
I meant that. Like, yeah, some days I'm going to be very much, we could talk on the phone 5 hours, but I may not talk to you again for 5 months. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It's just different. It's different things. I understand the complexities of my personality, but also the simplicities. And if it's somebody that can engage in that space with me and not try to change it, cool. But the moment you try to change it, because I'm not going to try to change you, we'll work together. And we can point out things if it's something that I feel like, okay, yeah, maybe I should work on that. Maybe that is something that needs to be addressed. Or maybe that has lost me some situations. I think I would have enough sense to know that.
You do.
To recognize, like, okay, you might be right. Because somebody else said the same. Then somebody else said that too. You may be right. You may be right.
let me think about that. I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna journal about it.
I'll call you in 2 weeks.
Right. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna ask God about it and see what he tell me.
Okay.
Because he didn't tell you to tell me that.
Because I don't like you. Okay, let's go to the
God
comments.
don't mess with you like that.
Yeah. I don't need God to speak through you to talk to me. We have a direct relationship. V says you have to treat it like a business with the entrepreneur mindset. Right. Exactly. It's mine. I'm me. Gone. Corey Petway, peace family. What up, Corey? They said self-assessment and improvement are vital. They are. And that's the only way that we can function as adults. If you're, as a child, we're being raised and reared and taught and that we have assistance being navigated through life. But as adults, it's on us to get it.
Yeah.
It's on us to get it. And if we don't get it and we trying to put us off on other people and trying to grow with other people, they gonna make sure we know you don't. I'm not yet, not now.
And it's okay to grow and mature with someone if they're willing to grow and mature and not just stay how they are. Not get defensive when you tell them, hey, remember what we talked about the other night? You just did that.
Man. Oh.
And now you want to fight.
No. All right. So here we go. Pride and distrust. So we speak about trust and then we got to take a quick break. But talking about trust, a lot of our trust has been broken. So now we don't trust anyone. Everybody, like I can't trust you as far as I can see you, all of that.
And I didn't do that. Don't make me suffer because of what she did.
Oh, I'm not to blame for the pain that was caused by previous cats. I'm not, but I'm smart enough to know that it can happen again. So that's why That's why we do that.
So we build these walls, and now we're not our whole self when we go to the next person because of what happened previously.
But as we should, you learn from previous experience and you set up boundaries and barriers. That's what is supposed to happen. But do you know when to give somebody a chance, when to ease up on the boundaries?
Okay, so that's where I am. I have my boundaries. I have my brick wall up, and
The
I'm not ready.
non-negotiables?
I'm not ready right now. I know
Okay.
I'm not ready
Okay.
because I'm not willing to open myself up to be vulnerable in a relationship because of what happened previously.
Mhm.
Now, when I feel like I can be vulnerable and I want to be naked with somebody, then I will. But until then, stop inboxing me.
So does that
Hey,
mean that
Miss
you
Lady,
can't
don't say
date?
hey to me.
You can't date. You can't have conversation on the phone. Can't.
I don't like talking on the phone.
Oh, you don't like to text or any of that.
I text, but I don't. Do not call me. I don't even know you. What we got
Ooh.
to talk about?
Difficult. All
Are
right.
you gonna pull up? I'll talk to you in person.
Okay, so you will do that.
I do that, but like, don't just be. It's hard for me to hold a conversation with somebody that I don't know on the phone.
Because it's a whole lot of questions. and
What's
stuff,
your
right?
What's your favorite color? Well, what you do? How was your day? I don't know.
So the small nuances of small talk you don't like. So therefore, you need to meet somebody that's an intellectual
Mm-hmm.
and that has something to converse about that's not forced and that's not scripted. So you need to know where to go for that.
Right.
Now,
I went to Home Depot, like I
I
said.
just told you. All right. D Horn says, love is genuine. It's all what you make out of your relationship and marriage. We must first put God first in order for it to prosper and grow together. It's going to be tough times, good times, and ups and downs. Like the song says, can you stand the rain? Can you? Can I stand your personality or your quirks, your nuances?
Or your social media.
Oh my goodness. And that's always it for me. Well, you posted this and I was not talking to you. Why were you there? Okay. Anyway. 994-8949 is the number. 994-8949 is the number. Tonight we're talking about relationships, dating, mating, and relating in the top of the year. 2023, it's a new year. A lot of people have new goals, new ideas about relating, dating, mating, marriage, love, all of that. And we're just talking about maybe some of us are, in the demographic for this show. Like, we may have some young people that like younger people that listen. When I say younger, I mean maybe teenagers that listen who definitely have an opinion on this. They have a pure, easy love, right? I love you so much because you end up loving, whatever. But then by the time you're almost 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, you've loved several times, so you say. And it gives you these different perspectives and these different feelings and emotions and thoughts about how to do relationships and how you want to be treated, what your expectations are, what you give out. I used to give a lot. And when I say give a lot, I don't mean just, people that give from a place of return or from a place of vulnerability, giving out of concern. So giving time that wasn't deserved,
Giving out of love,
resources that definitely were not deserved. Giving space that was, when I say space that was not deserved, not warranted. And then in return, you get more barriers, more boundaries, right? So you get what you get. And so then now you're 40, almost 40, 50, 55, 60. And like I told you about my friend earlier, 65. And you're having to rethink your boundaries. Like, do I just want somebody to call when I need this or that? Or do you truly still want companionship and partnership?
And you know what? The day that like my homeboys end up like in a relationship or marry somebody, my feelings gonna be hurt.
Why?
Because sometimes, like, okay, yeah, we got our cis girl chat, but sometimes you want like a male kind of friendship vibe. It's
Well,
a different type of energy.
A group then.
Uh-huh.
You better start a group with some men in it then.
Cause like my homeboys that I do have, they are really good dudes.
Yeah. So you don't want them to be with a really good girl? Oh my gosh, your face. Comments. I mean, well, maybe not even comments. Let me just shout out a couple of people. What up, Nikki Nicole? Hey there, Orlando. What's up to Marley Woodruff? Real Watkins, hello to you. It's a couple more people down there I can't get to. I don't know why it won't let me go to see who you are. But hello to all of you that are tuned in. Feel free to comment, share with your peers as well. Let them know that we're having a conversation about something that everybody can relate to and has related to at some point in time. And I guess more currently, like now, at the top of the year, you're looking for something new. I'm looking at trying to love different. I want to be loved different. I want to relate different. I want to share time and space different. I'm not giving as much as I used to. I'm not spending as much as I used to. I want to be able to grow with somebody. I don't want to raise somebody. I don't want to invest in somebody and they can't invest in me. So all of these different things are being said now. And I want you guys to chime in and be just as open as we're being. 994-8949, 994-8949 is the number. Just call in. Hit us up. Hey, Nikki Nicole. She said, great discussion. It always is when we talk about dating, mating, and relating because everybody can relate.
Everybody can relate. Because there's a lot of us out here single.
Yeah, and it's so much solitude in singleness when you're focused on purpose. When you're in purpose and focused on what's in front of you and what's for you, you don't really miss relationship in that aspect. I remember one of the best times in my life was in grad school. I would go to school, I would work, I would go to school, I would go to my parents' house, spend time with them, spend time with my daughter, go home. My dog, of course. Like that's what it was. That was stress-free. I focused on the show. I had everything was in order. During that season, I was like, okay, when I finish with school, I may be ready for this. Like I went to school about relationships. Yeah. That's what I was there for. Mental health, relationships, couples and families. So like, boom, I just did.
You be going to school when you go through breakups.
I'm going to get another degree. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, Lynn.
So that's what happened. And then just think like you come out and you feel like a master at it. And then you get in the relationship and guess what happens? It ain't it. Oh my gosh. So you keep going, you keep living, you keep trying, and then it comes to the point where something has to change. Either the environment, the approach, as Antoine said earlier, the type, or just the focus. Don't focus on relationship, focus on self, and then relationship shall come. Maybe.
I think it's more so for me like emotional maturity. I think being emotionally mature will make it work. Like, but I hadn't even had a connection with anybody to even get to that point. Like, I want a real connection with somebody, not just, oh, your Facebook like post was cute. I like that picture. I like that shirt you had on or whatever. That's cool, but what else we got? I need somebody that can be emotionally mature with me.
Emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent.
Yeah, that's what makes it all work.
Available.
Right.
Right.
But then, like the guys have been saying on this stream, it's their pride. And maybe I'm not willing to risk myself because of their pride.
Okay. So their pride makes you say what?
Nope. I mean, we can be cool, but don't be trying to come over. Don't
try to leave your socks.
Don't be coming over with a brown bag with some. Never mind.
994-8949 is the number. A couple more minutes for you to get in, like several minutes, actually about 20 minutes. Hey, Tisha, I see you on the live. I also see a D-Horn is back. It's shooting a shot or something. I don't know what's happening here. Let me post it.
Okay. DM me. Ain't that what they say?
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say. All right. I'm telling you, releasing the need for a relationship is key. Right. Nene, what are you talking about? Don't give up. Stay optimistic. But these conversations are very much vital because it gives you so much perspective and it lets you know that, hey, you're not the only person out here that has thoughts and feelings of this is difficult. This is hard. Or I'm difficult. I'm hard. Like, say it, own it, and then think about what it is that makes you difficult and hard, or either what makes you easy. It could be one or the other. Like no relationships work because you're too easy.
You know what? And I used to say all the time, like men love a good loyal dummy.
Yeah,
and they be easy. They just accept anything. They let you do anything. They do whatever you tell them to, but they also know that you talking to this girl, that girl. They'll let you talk to them any kind of way, and they keep a good loyal dummy on the side. They will keep that person. Like I can't. I'm not doing that.
But
Ugh.
the other side to that, we have like being being in purpose and being vital. I definitely have to address the therapeutic points of these conversations.
Okay.
So for us, we don't understand the dynamics of other people's relationships because we're not in them. There is no cookie cutter relationship with a set of rules that we all have to follow or all understand. I sit with some couples and I hear one couple call the other partner. I mean, one partner call the other partner's name 1,000 times, and I got to go because I can't stand it. But it works for them. If the other partner doesn't get upset and is not bothered by their partner calling their name, that has nothing to do with me. I don't need to understand it. I'm not in your relationship.
Mhm.
When I hear partners say we don't have joint accounts, we only have individual accounts, and I'm like, but y'all together. So is there anything that you do that's together? Yeah, we do everything together, but we have our own money. So what do you do together? That ain't my business. That's just not. My job as a therapist is to, when that presents issue, to figure out solution or to help you identify blind spots about that situation. How did you get in that situation? Well, couple may say, my parents put everything into one pot, and then my mama decided to run off and took all the money. So I decided I would never put okay, so now we understand how you got to this point, but let's figure out how to move forward from this. Do you trust your partner? I don't trust nobody. I couldn't trust my mama. So boom, now the therapist has worked with you to help you figure out that this is why you do this. I ain't in your relationship though, so I can't be bothered by that. So we can't say that I don't get it. I'm not gonna be that. You don't have to be that in your relationship, but that loyal dummy has some level of codependence that works for them in that relationship.
You're right.
Women who say, I know my husband cheats, or men who say, I know my wife cheats.
But they come home to me.
Or whatever they say, right? Like, it makes us work. It may make them work. It may give them the spice that they need. That's not your standard in your relationship, but it may work for them. I only want what works for me. Okay. D-Horn. My thing is, women don't approach, so they will never know what blessing they're missing out on. Out of fear, of course. I don't know what that last part is, but basically women don't approach. So I guess now we're looking at women starting to approach men. Should women do that?
Should we shoot our shots?
I've done that.
Have I done that? I ain't did that.
I did it, but
not to say that I won't.
I unsent the message and then I deleted it. You know what?
You gotta stand on it, woo.
Nah,
if you gonna do it, you got to stand on it.
After I saw a couple other things, you know what?
I will say that I have felt like a vibe with somebody before, and I just be like, okay, I'm gonna wait on him to message me, and if he don't, well, we'll just cut the vibe together again next time I see him, and that just be it.
And that's what
happens. Now, if we keep on vibing every time, then one time, I might just be like, look, you like me, I know you like me, and I like you. So what's up?
You remember how we used to be like, hey boy, what is wrong with you? Nothing.
Shoot my shot.
Yeah. Whatever works for them is what works for them. But as for me and mine, right. So whatever works for the couples that are around you works for them. I don't know that I would be okay with my partner going and staying. Well, no, that's not true, because that's kind of what I want to do anyway, like a long distance relationship. But how far is the distance?
You can't stay with me.
Yeah, you cannot stay here. But what's the distance? It's the distance like out of town so I can catch flights, or is it like just on the other side of town? I would prefer flights.
Yeah, I like flights, but I don't know. It just depends. It depends for me. I'm willing to do both. It's just about scheduling time, because once I get in a relationship, I do want time. If I like you enough to be with you, I want time.
You want time, but then you get tired. Difficult. Hey,
I don't get tired if I like you. I don't get tired. That's if I like you. Are you likable? Do people ask themselves that? Are you likable?
don't know. Do you all ask if would you date yourself? Do you have the personality and the characteristics that would make you be interested in yourself?
Yeah.
I
I'll
think
go with me.
I would too, and I would go with me, and I would always be ready to. I would have to be strong enough for myself to know that she don't not like me. She needs her own.
Today just ain't
Yeah,
today.
like I would have to be that person.
Don't take it personal.
What up, CL? CL says, "Flight me. It works for me. I love it, and it comes with a lot of trust too, or not. Like
It does.
or not. Like I don't have to trust you. I don't care. I like you enough for you not to be in my face, and when I want to fly, I'm coming. But other than that,
And then when you fly, he just had his other baby, and
oh my goodness, and his wife,
right,
idiot,
stupid, big forehead self. Yeah.
Whoa, 9948949 is the number. 9948949 is the number. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's so many layers to these conversations. We just kind of give you bits and pieces, and you give us whatever you're willing to share. And a lot of people don't share much because they feel vulnerable, but that's what life is about. Put it out there because it's 100 other people listening and watching that feel the same way, and they probably know exactly. They can relate exactly to what you're talking about, and it will help them get some insight and some freedom. It's liberation.
Yeah,
in
it's like it's nice to
this.
know that I'm not the only person that's been through that. I'm not the only person that feels that I'm not the only person that's been stupid
Yeah,
or whatever.
right. Somebody's gonna be mad when we get off the air tonight.
Yeah.
Like-
Be super mad. Get a cape.
And a rocket so we can take a flight.
Right.
I
And some
just, like,
boots
let's go
because it's
somewhere.
cold and raining.
Look, let me see. Got some messages coming through that are not on the live. Other things have happened as well. There are other things that have happened in the world, and some of them may be relevant to DMR. Others are just relevant to talk about because they are.
Oh my God. I meant to send this to our group and I forgot. But this guy found out that his wife had cheated.
Okay.
And that their son was not his, and he had a heart attack and died.
When he found out, dang.
The news was so shocking and heartbreaking to him. He had a heart attack and he died. Black man. And the wife apparently knew that it was a chance that he wasn't the father. Like, that's just trash. You're trash. Why would you do that to a person?
Yeah.
For that to hurt him enough to kill him? Yep. After a DNA test results showed that this little boy wasn't his.
And like, what's a good time to break some news like that? Like those are those early on nuances. But I wonder if they were already married. Huh?
They were already married, and he saw a video of her cheating on him on Snapchat.
Dang.
It's social media. I'm telling you.
I couldn't be his relative because, girl,
I be done jumped on her so real
girl,
bad.
I'm about to chicken choke you, girl. Oh man, where is that? Where was that?
It was. Let me see. I shared it. I'm gonna go find it. Hold on.
While she's finding that, if you all have anything else that came up in the news this week that you'd like to discuss, you can call us up with it now. Put it in the comments. We'll attack it right quick.
It was on Hustle Hearted. They shared it, their page.
Okay. Some other news, DMR related. Carisha Please, Young Miami from one half of the City Girls put Diddy on blast and said that there are some things that he does or that she didn't even say him. She just said it's something that she likes that a lot of people find disgusting. But it's another one of those things about cookie cutter relationships. I'm like, now if I just got on the radio, I got on live, I made a few songs first or did one thing first and just kept putting myself out there and telling everything that happens in detail. Carisha was interviewing.
They get on my nerves so bad
doing that. But
just
I mean,
hearing their names and stuff is just like, oh my God, I'm so sick of them.
And each interview,
him and her and Sean, I'm tired of them. I'm tired of Nick Cannon and the next baby mama. Like, and then like for her to even say this,
it's always that. It's like, so you like me? I like you too. What kind of substance? What's vital about this? So yeah, like Nene said, capitalizing off of her tomfoolery, and people go
She
for it. The
is.
whole world talks about this stuff on a daily basis, and I just kind of watch it like, dang.
Just like Blueface and Krishan.
Yeah, you just got to go out
Yeah.
here and go as hard as you can, being ridiculous.
And she's allegedly pregnant.
Suki Hana, like all of these people that just go out
some
of their way to
nasty
be
cousins.
nasty, right? But it's what's driving the society. So therefore, a lot of the decisions and the expectations in our relationships are based on that. You mentioned Nick Cannon, and that possibly giving guys the idea to impregnate as many women as they can and have understanding about it. But he can pay for them.
He can pay for them.
But he also found out that he can't spend time with them. He's absent from certain things because he can't be everywhere at one time.
Yeah.
So even though they live in their celebrity lives and we like
he got
it,
nannies and whatever else.
he's missing life. with
Yeah.
them. So think about, you ain't Carisha, Diddy, Nick Cannon, Carisha. I mean, not Carisha. What the girl?
Krishan
Krishan.
and Blueface, but Blueface said that's not his baby.
Okay, who else have we been seeing in the news? Shay, Uncle Shay about to jump on the basketball boy out. I mean, a lot has happened, but none of that directly affects us or our relationships. If we get a show,
It doesn't affect our relationships, but
it impacts them.
it impacts them
Yeah.
because people live off of or base their relationship goals based off of what's being put out. Yeah.
yeah.
So that all of that is trash right now. No one has relationship goals for me right now. Nobody.
Yeah, I can't think of any either. And I've been so content with local happenings here recently. Because this is what's is in front of me. Now, until the moment that Vital is somewhere else doing something different, do we even see an audience that would understand or be engaged in everyday living from people that are right here like they are about these celebrities? Like, if we talked about and really open the door to our relationships, would people be interested to see?
Yeah, because people are nosy, whether it's to talk about you in a good or bad way. People just want to know. Like with Kamala, with what's the other black justice? Like, it didn't matter that both of their husbands were white, but we were all interested in knowing that they were both.
It definitely makes a difference, because
Which brings us back to interracial dating. Would you date outside of your race?
would I? Yes, at this point in life, absolutely, because I believe that people are people. Now, I ain't going to the backwoods of Alabama to find nobody for sure. But if it's a country boy,
So you ain't going to Walker County?
Hell nah. But I go down to by the water somewhere, like Orange Beach.
Somewhere where you got to drive hours to. Okay.
Yeah, honestly, nowhere in Alabama
So
would I
you
go
really want
trying
a
to
long
date.
distance relationship?
Yeah, sure. More comments. Let's see. I'm over here trying not to embarrass my mama and kids and not making a dime for it. Exactly. Trying to guard these people, change their names, and get a dime. Oh, whose parents are goals? That's sweet. Now it's stuff like this. Like, here we are on the radio. You got to know.
And you know, if you know my friend, you know where she at Sundays from 7 to 9 on the V94.9 being vital every Sunday.
Yeah. Let's see. Everybody
Get
deserves
out.
a chance.
Get out
Y'all
right
giving
now.
up on these men out here. Everybody has had. Are we giving chances?
We are.
We are giving chances.
But you're on probation though. Know that.
Yeah.
It ain't just no open chance. Like, yeah, we can go eat or bowl or what you like to skate. We can go skate.
Yeah, that's fun. We can have
And
fun.
get
Go
some
to
of that
Top
pizza.
Golf, right? We can do some
Some.
things.
Or we can just ride and listen to music. I love music. Like, it's the simple things. Don't take me on a date where we screaming at each other just to talk to each other. Let me hear you. Do y'all know I want to date?
the squadron plays games that need attendance. Go to a game. Um, there are so many new spots in downtown Birmingham. Like I'll go from my office just around the block and see. I've seen 3 new bars, like little, like nook cranny type spots that I never would have thought to be in these places. Meet me downtown. Let's walk around and see what we can find and get into. That's a date.
Let's go to the winery.
Yeah, it's so many things you
Yeah.
can do. But first, Black, you have to find the people
Where the people be at?
behind that ad.
Hopefully they be at work. I'm okay with that.
No, they're at home. They're wherever they are, but they may not be. We got a lot of conditioning to do. A lot of people got to get whipped back into shape.
Yeah,
I don't
people
know.
have gotten lazy, and I don't know if it is COVID. Maybe COVID has made people lazy and forget how to date because we've been sick and shut in for almost 3 years, and so you haven't had to do anything. But you gonna have to date me.
Yeah, I mean, it should be easy to date. Like dates are easy. It's dating with intentionality, or is it just dating for fun? First of all, identifying why you're dating, who you're dating, what type of time you want to spend, what type of money do you
What
want to
type of time
spend.
you want?
Yeah, like all of that. It's so important. You know, and then I have to add this piece, the mental health piece of it all. Are you mentally stable enough to be engaged with somebody on that type of level? Like getting to know somebody and sharing, and then you being honest about it. Are you okay? Are you truly okay? And I find myself wondering that about a lot. Are you okay?
A lot of people aren't mentally okay.
So we can't date.
So you bringing your baggage over here, and I can't handle your baggage. I need you to work on healing you. Somebody said that in a previous comment.
Yeah.
Heal you before you go to somebody else with what you got going on.
But a lot of healing though, and I gotta say this because I get sick of hearing that too. I'm healing. We gotta heal. Healing is a process, and it's you heal from different things, and you heal over and over again, like sores heal over and over again. You know, that's
Peel
how
the
healing.
scab up, and
Yeah.
then
That's how healing works. Now, when I say mental check-ins and mental concerns, it's deeper than healing. It's personality disorders. It's
Yeah.
things that can't be healed. There are things that can't be healed that have to be treated. And I want to know that you are aware of those things and that you're taking the proper you're doing the things that you're tending to that.
I think a lot of people are aware of it, but I feel like a lot of people won't admit it. A lot of people know that they're narcissists. A lot of people know that they're manipulative. A lot of people know that they're liars, but they won't admit, well, like, I like you a whole lot, but baby, I be lying.
Stay away. Hey, we got time for 2 more phone calls. Calling you're in with Vital on B94.9 WATV. What's your question or comment?
Hey, thank you for taking my call. I always enjoy DMR, the candid conversation to help people. I just love this. And I was just sitting here kind of thinking a help to you all to help people with dating, mating, and relating. Relatives got to start letting their relatives know, hey, that's crazy what you're doing. You need to get some help.
Right.
There is help available for you. And it can start with simple conversations like that with relatives that we may know who's off track, and they're headed in a bad direction, and just saying to them, baby, get you some help. That's not a healthy relationship.
Right.
Do this, do that, and the other, and then let them know that's professional help for you. Your relationship can work once you get it right in yourself.
Right.
It can work. You can have that relationship that you see others with, where they're happy, they're content. You can have that too. It didn't end with that couple.
Okay.
They can have it too. I love seeing young couples getting along and working together and figuring it out together. And the same for older couples. I love to see them get the help, and then they come out, doing it good and right. and doing some things that they didn't do in the past. So there's a lot of hope.
All
And
right.
thank you all for sharing in the candid way that you all do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for that call.
You know, I will say she did bring up a good point about listening to people's families. Like, listen to your family when they tell you something wrong with you. Because I turn around and I be mad at folks' family. Like, why you ain't tell me he was? Why you knew something was wrong with
Special.
him? You knew he was special, and why you pumping us up and saying, "Girl, hey, cuz this and that," knowing that something wrong with him.
I told you about an experience that I had where after it was all over, a family member said, we really just wanted it to work. We really wanted it to work. We really thought that you would be
His
a
fixer.
help for him.
Like, y'all ain't been able to do it in 30 years. What you thought I was gonna do?
And not only that, but you didn't care enough about me to tell me, hey, we're here to support you because we know we got a whole situation on our hands, and we just thank you for loving him. That's what you're supposed to
we
say.
know he ain't coachable.
Yeah, so like those type conversations, I don't mind having that conversation about my friends. If somebody asks me about my homegirls or even my home whoever, hey, yeah, go. She's awesome, but she's, let me tell you this part. I'm gonna do that, and I would hope that people, I would hope that everybody could do that. So that is big. That is really big. I've asked one of the people that's on the live right now. When I told you I shot my shot that time, I asked this girl who I hardly even know, but I knew that they were acquainted. I asked her, "What's his name? What he do?" I think I just said, "What's his name?" And from that, I took it upon myself to go and see what I could see. Then I was like, yeah, something might be a little wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to reach out.
That's what I asked him. What's wrong with you?
That's the first question.
I need to know. Because I need to know if I can, because I know you're not perfect. So what's wrong with you? So I can know if I am willing to deal with what's wrong with you. I've heard a lot of older women who are married, have been married for years. You're gonna have to deal with something. So you just have to pick what you're willing to deal with.
Yeah. All right, well, let me tell you what. Tomorrow at noon, I'll be back. You can deal with me for the Midday Fun Choice starting at 12. At noon, we get it in with the free lunch flashback. And then we're going to do our just regular old Monday. On Mondays, I set the tone for the rest of the week with a mood, music, and motivation on Monday. So tune in for that. And then next Sunday, we'll be right back with the Abby Award-winning Vital Show. Y'all have a good night and an amazing week. I'm going to check in on the live a few more minutes after this just to kind of wrap with y'all and wrap it on up. Have a good night. Be vital. All right, y'all, we about to get ready to get out of here. Awesome show. Great comments tonight. Now, I reminded a lot of y'all this week to tune in. Next Sunday and every Sunday at 7, we are right here. All right, unless 15 years. Yes, this year marks 15 years that we've been here. So keep coming back every Sunday at 7. Tell your people. I'm going to keep reminding y'all just like I did tonight, but y'all need to be in here for these conversations and interviews. If you or someone you know has something that's vital that needs to be shared, hit me up in my inbox. Let me know and we'll get you on the air. I think it's important that we give the vital seat up to our family and friends. So let me know if you need to get on here and come on in and kick it with us. Y'all have a good night.